Hi, this is Rob with Life Radio, and I'm here with, well, somebody on my bucket list, we'll say, Tony Bucket. How are you today, Mr. Tony Walsh? How'd you get the nickname Bucket anyway?
Well, I'm gonna have to hang on to my iPad here. I got the nickname Bucket where the Wanderlin is. I used to live there, and there used to be row houses there, and I was short and chubby, I'll say, and so my sisters, I had a big family of 12, and my sisters, my mom said to my sisters, "Well, where's Bucketers?" And so they said, "I don't know." So that stuck with me since I was about 4 or 5 years old, and has been with me ever since. So I kind of adopted the name.
Oh well.
And by the way, I'm now, I'm not, I used to say I'm short and chubby, but now I'm just chubby.
Well, as we get older, we all get a little bit of that going on.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yes.
So people are asking, so you've been on council for a while. What's your new vision going forward for Mayor Mercier, or what would you like to see continued on?
Well, I'd love to see us keep growing. I'd like to see our population grow. We're at about 17.6 there now. And, with the multicultural and all different denominations of people, and we're heavily involved with them. And to establish Mercier as a great place to live, everyone's saying it's a retirement. I don't consider this a retirement place. I really don't. And I don't want that handle. I hate that handle. You want to retire? Sure, you can retire, but don't call it a retirement city. It isn't. As far as I'm concerned, it isn't. And I want to see us keep going forward. I've been on council 7 years, and this council that I'm certainly dealing with right now is probably, this is my second council that I've dealt with. We've accomplished a lot as this new council here since we've been on since 5 years. And to keep growing and doing what we're doing, I think we're doing a great job. Excuse me 1 second, I shut my phone off.
No trouble.
As soon as I find it, there it is. And off it goes. There you go. Sorry about that, Rob.
No trouble.
That's how busy I am.
So how do you feel, what are we going to use to help our city grow and get economically better and get more jobs in and that kind of stuff?
Well, the jobs is just not, I don't know. There's all kind. There are jobs is to get people off of the what I call the CERB and get the people back into the workforce. I know the COVID is hurting us right now, and I understand that. It's to me, it's a tough job to sell to try to get jobs here. Like we go after the governments, and they only give you so much leeway, and we're kind of a town that relies on government to build stuff, but we also have a lot of stuff to do with economic development, such as the building of the apartments, getting more people, get affordable housing. We're into that. We that was one of our mandates. And as for jobs, I know we got the payroll center. We have the plant over where the former Pepsi place used to be. There are a couple of ladies there from Florida that had the marijuana plant, and that's supposed to have over 200 jobs. There are people there working now. So those little jobs there, and to get some other, we have lots of land, the pulp mill properties there, Nelson and up at Curtis Corner, they're available, but it's to get people to come in and invest into that type of thing.
Wow, that's a good idea. So, well, one thing about when we start growing as a community and we're getting jobs, I have a saying I keep in my office, actually. It says, and I think about it every day when I come in, it says, we need to stop pulling people out of the river. We need to go upstream and find out why they're falling in. And well, jobs is a big part of that, and housing. And we have a huge drug issue that seems to be taking into our city. As cities grow, these kind of things happen. So do you have a plan as far as how we help people that are falling into these problems and the policing issue that goes along with it?
Yeah, we know we have a local problem, and not just here, it's all over Canada. No one's immune to this here, not a soul. And with all we're involved with all the local agencies. The police have set up a bunch of individuals that they go at the hospital where they go check on people, and they have a group that comes out after 4 o'clock in the afternoon if they need be, and they go to people's houses, and their police go with them. You know, they maintain, they're trying to help a lot of people. They know where the drug problem is. They pretty well know who's on the drugs and where it's coming from. And they do a great job here of busting up a lot of the drug places. And it's to keep a handle on it. It's a growing menace. It's a social problem. To me, it's a more of a social problem than it's how they're brought up. And if there were more jobs, and the people wouldn't be able to hang around, you know, and because idle hands doesn't make very good company, idle hands, because it just makes people's brains go, well, I better go do something. I need money. So, and they're going to do anything. So, and we know we have a drug problem here, and we have it. We're in the front line with it, along with council, around a couple of agencies that we're helping, and the police and the hospital are working hard on this, along with our community.
Awesome. So I ask everybody this question. It's sort of being from Life Radio and my own personal beliefs and stuff. It's about how does faith play a role? Were you brought up as a faithful person? When you're making decisions and you're on council, do you go to church, or is it part of your routine, or were you brought up going to church? Do you have any kind of background in faith, or?
Yes, I was an altar boy. I was an altar boy for 6 years, so I went to church 7 days a week.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I know. And I was on the altar, and where the nun was, I was on the altar there. And there, you had to serve on the altar by yourself, and the nuns assisted you. But I was on there from grade 4 to grade 10, I believe. And I still go to church, not as often as my wife does, mind you. But I do go to church, and I believe that all persons are deserving of help. There isn't anyone that's, whether they're laying down or the faith, has no matter to me. I believe in God. Yes, I do. A lot of people don't. I do, because I believe a prayer doesn't hurt anyone. I've never seen it hurt a soul yet.
It's true.
People seem to turn their faith to God when they're in trouble, but God's there to listen to everyone. I really believe that. And you know, I'd never turn anyone down, whether faith, creed, color, doesn't matter. I'm not race. I'm not anything to do with that. I believe in the people and helping everyone, because I've been a volunteer all my life, and I mean all my life. I come right up through the ranks, and I got the highest award you can as a JC senator, and that's in the world. And you know, my number is 51028, and you're supposed to memorize that. And I believe in that. I really believe that volunteerism, which we do not have in our community, might curtail some of the drug problems and get the younger ones involved.
That's interesting. Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah.
We do need more volunteers, because they change the world for sure.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind. Right now, our service clubs, they're at an age where the guys are getting tired, and there's no one coming in behind them. You know, it's just that type of situation. I believe volunteerism should be taught in the schools, the same as I believe that in the schools, the kids should be taught everything about money. They have no idea about money. They have no idea about bills. They know their parents pay the bills, but they have no idea. None.
Yes. What's that saying? With great power comes great responsibility. So we have to
teach people exactly.
Have responsibility.
You know, that's right.
It's incredible. No, I agree with you there 100%. We definitely need to get volunteers out and get people understanding how important it is in our community.
Oh, listen, that's the backbone of our community.
Oh, for sure. Now, I try to ask everybody a specific question. This seemed to be the one that where I get a sort of a detailed answer. And you've been on council a couple of times now, and you're running again. So we're going to go with the what do you call it? I guess the name.
The multiplex.
Yeah, I guess the multiplex, but just in general. So we'll use the multiplex as an example. So going forward with something like that, building new versus taking down old, stuff like that. How do you feel about it? And again, it always comes down to money and what are the responsibilities around doing these things, and why should we or shouldn't we do them on both sides?
Well, my opinion, I'm very, very strong in favor of the multiplex. I grew up here. Our establishments now are all old. They're no longer sustainable. I know what it costs, and everyone in the Mercier can find out what it costs by calling City Hall for their bill, to see what it costs to run the Golden Hawk, to see what it costs to run the Lord Beaver Brook, the Linden Recreation Center. These are old buildings. And people, I know that they hate change, but we're in dire need of a complex. And we were given advice by the government to maybe do it in phases. So we're taking that approach right now, that we're going to change this thing and not build it all at once. We're going to do it in phases, hopefully, and by starting to do a bit of infrastructure this summer down at the lot that we have. And the government seems to go along with that part and do it in phases and see it as we need it. And the recreation side of it, I mean, there's money out there for the green side of it, as in when you build a multiplex like that, the federal government has money there to do the green aspect of it, that you build it accordingly, whether it be LED lighting, how it's heated, and reusing your water system and everything else. That is all, and there's money out there for every bit of that there. And the new buildings that would it would far outweigh what we have now, because I know the price of what it cost us to run those aging buildings. It's terrible.
That's true.
I know I wouldn't do it as a taxpayer. I'd be upset.
Yeah, I guess the problem is, what happens is we have two choices. We can fix the old buildings and the cost of that, or do the new buildings. So one's going to crash. Either we're not going to be able to keep fixing the old buildings, the cost is going to get too high, or we're going to have to redo it with the new building. So one or the other, something has to give here along the way.
Well, when we did the study, and we had the financial people in place, and everyone's saying our taxes are going to go through the roof. No, they are not. The first 3 years, and we have it on paper, that they would go up 3.5 cents in 3 years or 5 years. Okay, so that's not a lot of money to get rid of something that's costing the city a fortune. They're saying, people are saying, well, why don't you fix up the old ones? Well, you're putting a Band-Aid over a Band-Aid over a Band-Aid, and you got to tear that scab off sometime. And there's just no money in it for us to refit that Golden Hawk, which has asbestos in it as it is, and you're not supposed to touch it or whatever, and all the other ones that are costing us a fortune. It's time that Mercier went into the 21st century with something that, we're looking at a walking trail here for the kids to not only the kids, the parents, and a beautiful, nice arena, not a big arena, and also where you can have a convention size room that you can host up. It's time. Mercier deserves a new multiplex. I really believe they do. I have a lot of people that say, no, they don't. Well, in our opinion, over 75% of the people in Mercier, everyone says take it to a plebiscite. We fought this around the city for 3 to 4 years, and we had all over the city. We had them at the exhibition. We had them at the town hall. We had them everywhere, and we got people's opinions. And our opinion was that they wanted a new multiplex. I mean, I have no stake in it. I don't have any children. My grandchildren are away. My kids are away, but I have no stake. But I know what the city needs, and they definitely need a new building and a new pool.
Well, that was a pretty clear and concise answer. Well, in closing, I asked everybody if they got anything they want to share with anybody, or any ideas, or why we should choose you for counselor, as opposed to, well, I was going to say as opposed to ones that are on there, but you're already on there. So why we continue on with you?
Well, I'm retired. I have a lot of time on my hands. This is not just a Tuesday night meeting, council. Like, you can go 5, 6, 7 days a week if you like, but some choose not to. I choose to because it keeps me busy, keeps me active. I like being active. I'm kind of antsy when I'm not doing anything, and I have the time. And I know a lot of people in the Mercier, and I worked over in Chatham. I married a girl from Chatham and the Douglastown thing. I'm a strong believer that this river might divide the city, but it doesn't divide the people. And that mindset that this Chatham and Newcastle has to go by the wayside. And I believe the younger kids are doing that. And with my time, and I'm very passionate about my city, I believe that it's time that everyone gets together and make this a complete city. And if I could do that, if they would vote for me on May the 10th, I will make sure that I stick by my guns, and I will answer everyone's question, and in due time, and I will get back to them if they call.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you, Tony, for taking some time out of your busy day to come and talk with us and let people know why you're running and what it's all about. And I'm sure we'll be talking again between now and the election. But thank you for coming on today, and we'll have this on the radio tomorrow. We'll be playing up, so you'll be able to take a listen as you're driving along.
Okay, and what time is that supposed to be on? So we can
1:00. Yeah, my show always plays at 1:00 each day. Yeah, and then I'll post it online after the radio show as well, so people will be able to see this interview anytime they want.
Okay, Rob, I'd like to thank you and Life Radio for doing this interview and help me along.
Thank you. Well, you have a great. I wish you the best of luck. That's all I can say, Tony. I hope everything goes great for you.
May the 10th, vote Bucket Walsh. Thank you.
All right, buddy. You have a great day, buddy.
Okay.